Hello and welcome back. It's Lorraine here. I'm just back doing some more work in this journal, the My Valentine's journal, which is a design team project for February for Facebook group Studio 28E, and the kit is designed by the lovely Cherie from Studio 28E. It's a lovely, beautiful kit, and loads of pretty images in it. Gorgeous pinks. I love pink. And so I've been working through doing some of the stuff. If you've been watching the videos, you will have been along and joined me in some of them. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to carry on decorating little pieces, perhaps doing little clusters with some of the you won't be able to see it, little dish of ephemera, journal cards, envelopes. There's lots and lots of different things. So I'm going to be working with that. I am also going to get some, I've got some little fabric flowers. Let me see if I can find them in this untidy mess. I don't think I can. I know where they are. They're next to the untidy desk. So here they are. So I've got some little rose trims, so I'll put some of those. I'll just put some, not all, but just some of those in there, and they can go in. And I'm just going to get some bits. I've got my little box of lace scraps at the ready, but I will also bring some lace. I've got some I've got some little lace there. I'll put it in the scraps, and then I've got this white lace trim that will look quite pretty on these, so we'll use some of that. So we've got little bits of those, little bits of fabric, and they're going to be lovely on there. I do want to use on this front pocket some I'm sorry, I'm a bit off screen, and there we go. It's a little better. So I'm going to use a little bit of cheesecloth on there, and I didn't know, maybe just a little heart on there. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I do have find them some little blingy pieces and some pearls, so we'll make a start with those. Just started to decorate up. So I'm just going to blob a load of glue. This is just white PVA glue. It sticks most things down, but not always. Depends on the temperature. It doesn't like working when it's cold. And then again, sometimes it will. So that's that. These are from the kit, and I've just backed them onto card so that they've got a little bit of strength in them, because sometimes if you just use normal, you know, your digital paper, it's they tear quite easily. So I tend to print them on cardstock or back them onto cardstock. This time I backed them onto cardstock because I have quite a lot of card scraps that I want to. I can't remember if these just stick. No, they're not, the brads. So I'm not going to use that on there. But I may use a little pearl on there. So we will just put in the centre of there a little sticky backed pearl. So I don't know if you can see it properly on there, but there it is. And we do have some words from the kit, so I may, let's just have a look what we've got in the words bit. Everything's just in here, so it's not a brilliant idea, is it really? Right. Just everything thrown in. That's too big to go on there. Maybe I don't have. Maybe a little stamp. What do you think? I don't think any of these. Oh no, then what about that if I ink that up a little bit? Let's just have a play with the distress ink around this just to age it a little bit, then it's not stark white. So we've just had, I did say on my last video that we were expecting them, but I thought overnight, but we've just had the most terrific thunderstorm. The dogs were not happy at all. Now then, where shall I put it? Let me just try it, because it won't stick there properly. It might do. I think I like it there. So I'm going to put it there on that pocket. I haven't strengthened this. This is just normal copy paper. So I'm hoping that it will stick on top of that little piece of fabric. Let's see now. There we go. Faith, belief, trust in the honesty and truth of another. Lovely. So I think I'm just going to put a little bit of glue underneath here. Because that corner is just sticking up and I don't want it to be sticking up. So that's that pocket finished. Let me find some other pockets that are blank. That's not blank, but maybe could do with a little something. I don't think that rose adds to it at all. That's pretty on there, so I'm going to stick that heart on there. Sometimes they don't need a lot. Sometimes they need a lot of fabric and bling and words. There we go. Sweet. That page, corner's turned down. Let me just unfurl that corner. Now this needs something on the front. It's very plain. That needs distressing because it's too wide. Give me while I'm just over here doing this away from camera. So you can do with a little heart. There, I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to use glue stick for that. I need to get a new glue stick out because I'm right at the end on this one. I'm sure I've told you about these glue sticks before, but I will mention them again. They are my favourite. They work a treat. It's Faber-Castell glue stick. They're really good. They're solvent free, and they do exactly what you want them to do, so that's a bonus. Sometimes buy them from here and they're not very good, or perhaps after a day they peel off. It doesn't hold the paper, so, and they aren't very expensive. I could probably get them cheaper online. They're €1.60 each, but I think that's worth it. €1.60 is a good price. I don't know if that will fit in there with the hearts, seeing as it's Cupid's hearts. Yes, it will. So that journal card can go in there. I'll just leave it a little bit tucked up there. I'm going to leave these blank. Well, they're not blank. I mean, they've got lovely digital print on, so they're not completely blank. But I'm leaving it, not decorating it in any way, because when you buy a journal, for me, a journal is a journal for writing in. So we have a belly band here, and I did off camera this journal card, and it just needs something on the front. So let's have a think at what we can do. Maybe we can just do a little cluster with something. I think the pink one, because the background's pink. I think pink. What about a little, I keep trying to use these cards, don't I? There, what about that on the bottom of there? Does it need something underneath? No, that's not good. That's not going to do. What else do we have? Now then, what about that? If I just distress around the edge of this. I'm trying to upload a video that I did earlier to YouTube. It's so slow at the moment. I don't know if anybody else is having problems with uploading to YouTube, or if it's just my internet. But they take hours. There we go. So I'm just going to put that there. And then I'm hoping the glue stick will do this. I'm just going to scrape some of the shiny off of there with my blade so that the glue has a key to attach to. I'm hoping that it'll do the trick. So the Ace of Hearts, oops, I don't like the glue on the front of it. Tough. And then just distress these edges on here a little. So there, nice little journal card, and it can just go inside the belly band. I'll try and leave the Ace of Hearts showing. There we go. What about something on here? What about a little rose on the front of there? Yes, but it needs there we go. Little rose on the front of there. And this is fine. It's got this little card behind it, little card inside of there. Oh, that hasn't glued. I missed the edge, so we'll glue again. I did that this morning when it was cold, and I did say at the time that my glue wasn't behaving. It didn't like the cold weather. So hopefully it will work this time. So we've got to find some things to go behind there. I'm going to put in some note paper, I think, inside there, and I haven't got that at hand, so that will have to wait. I wonder if I want some lace on the edges of these pages at some point. I wonder. Let's just, again, I'm not measuring. It's just a tiny bit off. There we go. Well, I can hear movement downstairs, so I guess the football match has finished. Luckily our team were winning 3-0 the last I knew, which is obviously fantastic for us. There we go, it's that way. So that'll look nice on the edge of the page when you can see it there. I will put in some different places as well. Just hoping that that sticks down okay. Should do. There we go. And again, this is another large tuck spot, so it needs something tall. I might put some paper behind there, or I might do an envelope to fit into there. There's a collage page, the flap that we did. That needs something inside. So I'll just put one of these little journal cards in. I've left it blank on the back so you've got space to write on there. No, I don't like the colour on that. So that's that one. This has got a tiny little journal card inside this little cluster that we did. We put some lace underneath. It's the tiny pocket from this tag and the heart. And now we've got 5 pages we had left. So I'm just going to do one of the pages, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to collage this page. Excuse me, please. So I'm going to do some of this pink, because it looks a nice pink next to there. So I'm just going to tear some of this edges. I don't like the straight edges on it, so we'll tear that. And I've done it the wrong way, so we've got the white edges showing, so we'll have to just distress the edges there so that that covers the white edge there. I'm just going to turn over this glue book that I'm using. Is really good. It's quite thick paper, so I'm not, usually I just throw them away because a lot of the books that I use are quite skimpy paper, but it's really good paper is this, so I'm going to keep it because you can use it for backing things when it's the plain pages, or it's quite sturdy for making a pocket, so I'll keep those. Okay, let's get this glued down. Oops, I need to just cut this edge off. It's got a, I don't know how that's happened, it's glued on that. Okay, so we'll just do this. I have a treat in store tonight. My husband is making dinner. He very rarely cooks. And I've been having a little bit of a pop at him for not doing so. So tonight he's making something. I'm not sure I like the sounds of it, but he's found this recipe that he wants to use. I'm sure it'll be okay. He's making coated chicken breasts. He's cutting them into goujon size pieces and then using egg and flour for dipping the chicken into, and then rolling them in crushed Pringles. I don't know what that's going to be like. It remains to be seen. Hopefully it'll be lovely. I'm hoping so anyway. So I'm going to use this little bit here. Yep. Just take that edge off there. That's sweet. Oh, how many more dabs will I get at this glue stick before I have to change it? So I can hear him battling pans and plates and things downstairs. So we'll see. I can't moan, I can't complain though when he's done it, can I? Because at least he's done it. I shall just have to eat it. And there we go. We're shouting at we have a Cocker Spaniel and we have a mixed terrier, and the Cocker Spaniel is such a greedy dog. He eats his food so quickly and then he tries to steal the little one's food. He's very naughty. So I can hear him shouting at the Cocker Spaniel, at Sam. There we go. Okay. I'm going to do this. Yes, I like that there. So this is another, I like doing collage. I never used to do collage work, but recently I'm thoroughly enjoying it. The layering and collaging. It's very nice. What about this now? Oh, she looks nice there. So we'll put her there. A little cameo. There we go. So there's a little bit of journal space there and here on that page. I'll wait while it dries before I trim these edges, otherwise I might end up causing more damage than I want to do. So now I'm thinking this paper that I just used from the book, about, where's my pencil? There we are. So this is the edge of the paper here. So what I may do is put a dot there. I'll just move this out of the way and get my blade out. So that was the first mark and there's the second. I'm just going to take that across there. And that's going to be a pocket on there, so it's a tuck spot there. So I'm going to use some of, I don't know if this is enough, if there's enough there. There is. So I can cover this in the glue. And then just put this on top. cut it along the edge. There. And then I'm going to cut it, but I am going to leave this edge. Like you can see me what I'm doing. I'm just leaving that edge like that. And then I'm going to run the glue stick. I've just run the glue stick along this edge and I'll fold it over. Like this. It just gives that edge, it makes that edge look nicer, neater. I've just put another light on, I hadn't realised how dark it had got. So when I've done this pocket, I think we'll call this it for now, because it is going dark in this room and it's difficult when there's no natural daylight in here. So we'll just distress along the edges of this pocket. So there's your book page. It didn't have to be a blank book page. We could have used any book page for this. So it's going to go that way. So I want this edge, glue that tiny little bit down there. So, come on. I need to fill this. I just wish my new glue would come. It don't want to come out, does it? Nope. That don't want to work, so what I'm going to use is this one. There we go. So again, not right up into the corner there. So don't know what to do about that, whether I'm going to stick something down underneath here. That's too big to go under there, isn't it? No, I'll leave it. But on top of, it's too big. Let's have a see what else we've got. There. So another lovely little love heart and another rose, and I'm going to put the rose this way so that you can still see the lettering on the love. And again, when it's dry, I'll cut this edge off this leaf here, but not until it's dry. So that's this one finished. So it's looking like a journal now. It's beginning to look okay. Stuck on there. So it's got the journal card inside. It's got stamping on that page as well. Let's see. So we need some note paper for this. That's stuck now as that, thankfully. Some note paper or an envelope for there. This flap with the pocket, the envelope inside. Yeah. I forgot to go in there. What about an envelope? Okay, we'll put this envelope there for now, and we'll work out what's going to go into it. But for now, I think we'll call that a day. I think the light's getting too poor now. I have changed the light in the overhead light, the bulb in the overhead light, for something brighter, but still, as it starts to go dark in here, it's just not feasible really to be doing crafting. So we'll call it a day. I'll go and get settled, ready for my dinner. I'll let you know how I go on with it. So thank you for watching, thank you for spending time with me today, and have a good evening.